Hey friends, and welcome to the Revive Everyday Living podcast.
We are your hosts, Courtney
and Sharaya, and we're talking everything from life situations, relationships,
friendships, and parenting,
and all our adventures.
So stick around because
we are getting real. Happy Friday!
Happy Friday! What is up, everybody? We are so excited that you are joining us for another episode of Revive Everyday Living.
I hope your weekend or your week has been amazing. My week has been good. Courtney, how about you?
My week has been good. I did get my phone stolen, which wasn't a good experience.
So was that not so good Friday?
It wasn't, but you know what? In that experience, I learned that God still got me because I got a free new phone.
Come through, Jesus.
With free Hulu, free Disney, free ESPN.
Won't he do it?
Yes, he will. So anyway, it's been a good week and it's going to be a great weekend. And we've been having a lot of fun carrying on with these living our life, our best lives, our best lives, our best life.
Do you have your retainer in?
Do not. That's the bad thing. I still got a lisp without it. Sorry, y'all.
Yes.
It just comes out every now and then.
We have been living it up, enjoying ourselves. I am being adventurous.
Yes.
Trying all kinds of new things.
So you did something that a lot of people doubted you on.
Ooh.
A lot of people doubted.
I ain't even going to talk about the doubters. I ain't even going to call y'all haters because y'all wasn't even hating. Y'all was just doubting me. Just doubting my greatness, but whatever.
But let me tell you, you went out and you were great. Because we went camping, not glamping. We weren't in no cabin. We were not in air conditioning. No, we were.
I wanted to bring the AC.
Yes, you did. And you even said you had like one of those window units in your garage. But you didn't bring it. And we had so much fun. We actually went camping with another friend of ours who is here with us as our guest.
And we are going to talk about our experience.
So, welcome to the podcast, Addie.
Hello, real fans. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is having an amazing Friday.
Yeah. So, you like to do a lot of adventurous things just naturally. Like, you grew up doing adventurous things, right?
Yes. Ever since I was little, I remember that that's how my mom and my dad are. So anytime they wanted to do something, we just get up and go. So that's kind of like how I've lived my life. Just an adventure whenever I have the opportunity. I don't think twice about it because if I overthink it, I really won't do it. So it's just in my nature.
Yeah, I grew up going camping, different road trips, and just being in tent, I didn't live my life in a tent, but we went camping a lot also. So this wasn't my first time, but we were really excited to share this experience with Sharaya.
It wasn't my first time either. It just is my first time as an adult.
Yeah.
Because my dad used to take us camping. And then, you didn't really have a choice. You just kind of did it. But now that I have choices, I don't generally do outside. And I don't do hot for 24 hours.
We went camping in the middle of the Texas summer. Not just summer, but Texas summer.
But believe it or not, where our campsite was.
Shout out to Inks Lake.
Yes, Inks Lake. That's where we went. Go. It is so beautiful. Our campsite was by the river or the lake, and it was very shaded. So at night you got a cooler breeze, but it was phenomenal. I had a great time.
So during this little adventurous road trip of ours, we decided that we were going to come up with an actual name for our little group here, and we called it 3GOA, which is 3 Girls on Adventures.
An adventure it was. So we road tripped. Well, me going to Courtney's house, period, is a road trip. So I road tripped twice
In one day.
So we went to Courtney's and picked her up. Me and Addie live a little bit closer to each other. And yes, oh my God, it was early in the morning. We're not even going to talk about Adeline because, you know, she likes to plan early in the morning trips.
And then she
party
don't wake
all
up.
night. But we won't go into that.
That usually never happens. I usually really am, like, even if I party all night or whatever, it's not even a party.
Let's take this back because people are gonna hear you say like, I partied all night. Yeah.
Okay, it was a wedding.
It was a church wedding.
Okay. And I got home. Well, I did get home a little bit late because I stayed after to help a little with the cleanup. So
You were at the after party.
I was at the after party. I was like, wait, what after party? Yes,
cleanup.
the after party
AKA cleanup. Mm-hmm.
So then I tell the girls, let's plan on 8 a.m. And they were like, are you sure 8 a.m.? Like, even though we're going to be out late? I was like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. 8 a.m. works. So then Sharia gets to my house at 8 a.m. and my dogs woke me up with the barking. I overslept, you guys. Like, how embarrassing. I jumped up from my bed so quick. I'm like, Sharia, I just woke up. And she's like, Addie, take a deep breath, go get in the shower, go do whatever. And then we'll come out and we'll arrange our whole little camping stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, okay. So I run back inside, I take a shower, and I still can't calm down. So anyway, I got ready. We got our camping stuff. We still had to go to HEB. So long story short, we don't end up getting to Courtney's house until
8 hours later.
Yes.
11 o'clock. But you know what? It was okay. It was okay because we weren't on any kind of schedule. We were just there to have fun.
We was having an adventure.
We were. It was an adventure before the adventure even started.
Yes. And it was a great time. So my mom and my honey laughed their little butts off about the car because so we took our little Flex and it was like packed to the top.
Yes.
And they're like, seriously, you need to take all of this?
For one night.
We used everything we took.
Yes. We at one thing, we didn't use one thing, and that was just an optional thing. The canopy was the only thing that we didn't use.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But we could have used it. We just didn't want to. But everyone, they were just laughing at, really, are you going to take all of this stuff? But it was a great time. So we have a video of the packed car and what it looked like because I felt claustrophobic in the back seat because I couldn't see out of the windows because we had every window was covered. Mm-hmm. And I don't like to drive.
Courtney would be like, look at the whatever on the side.
Oh, the deer.
At the deer. And Sharia, it's like, it'd be nice if I could see through all these things. And I'm like,
yes. It was a good time though. I don't like to drive. So Courtney drove and Addie rode shotgun.
Addie was our DJ.
She was the DJ. Wicked. Yeah. Addie.
It's actually did DJ Addie.
Oh. So that absolutely made it fun.
You can find her at Life. What is your
Life with A Larios?
Yes.
For any events.
For any of your DJ events. Needed events. Just kidding.
So yeah. It was a good time. On the way there, we got to make a bunch of pit stops. So we have tons of pictures. You guys may have seen my popular reel on teaching the girls how to do Instagram poses.
Yeah.
Go check it out because it's bomb. The end result was amazing.
You can follow us at 3 Girls on Adventures on Instagram if you want to see all of our past adventures and upcoming adventures. There's your little shameless plug.
So let's talk about when we got there. What was one of the things that we learned about ourselves?
About ourselves or about each other?
Let's do ourselves first and then we can go to each other. So one thing you learned about yourself when we got there, when we got on campsite and we were doing our thing, having our fun.
So for me, before we started all this, I told you guys, oh, let's go and get like these folding lawn chairs so that we're not sleeping on the floor. When I was younger, we used to use the bed lawn chairs in the tents so that we weren't flat on the floor. So I got mine like really early on, and I was all excited, and I told you guys, oh yeah, you got to get one of these, you got to get one of these. And I was so proud of myself and all excited. And then that night when we went to sleep, I had like no sleeping bag on this chair. The metal was like sticking into my sides. I got humble real quick.
But why you didn't have a sleeping bag?
What did you learn about yourself?
What did I learn about myself? So I learned that if I tell myself I can do it, I can do it. Mm-hmm. And I was very unsure about if I was going to be able to make it hot because I have to sleep cold. And I didn't know that I was going to be able to be hot for so long. And I think that once I psyched myself up and I told myself, you got this, girl. Like, I'm able to do anything.
Yeah.
So mine goes kind of along with yours. The fire. We had to start a fire. We didn't have to start one, but we decided that we would like one for the whole camping experience. But my husband's the one that usually starts the fires, right? So I see him and I'm thinking, oh, that's so easy. Like, it just happens. It starts and he does a good job. But shout out to my honey for always doing our fires, because we found out that it's not as easy as it looks.
Especially when you got some wood that's a little bit wet.
Yes.
And you're over here trying, but we got it.
Yes, we got it. We all worked together and we made it happen. So just if you put your mind to it, it will get done. You will find ways to do it. You will find alternatives. And if you really want to do it, it will get done.
Yes. Speaking of alternatives, here's a little real tip for you guys when starting a campfire. Tampons are actually really good fire starters.
Yes, they got the fire going for sure.
I was kind of surprised we even had tampons when we got there. And I even said, like, why did we bring tampons?
Because we're girls.
And that's what Sheree said. Because we're girls.
That was really funny. The girls were in a panic because, if I'm honest, I was looking like, we can do without the fire, but they were insistent. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that they did. I'm glad that they got it going, and it was just a beautiful experience. Or we will post some pictures of our campsite because it was so cute.
It really was.
It was so cute, and Addie is super extra. So y'all think I'm extra, but Addie's like extra times 10.
Addie adds those little details that really made it like, oh, that's so cute. Like, yes. She brought those string lights that you hung up in the trees.
And the picnic basket with the really cute table settings. So we were super cute, okay? So I think that you guys have to be a part of experiences like this. You have to just get outside of your comfort zone, but still be you. That was another thing that I learned about myself, that I can be outside of my comfort zone and still be me. And that was like one of the amazing experiences that I've had all summer long. I've done quite a few things. This is one of my top 3 because I was still able to be me and have like and just have like a good time.
Yeah. What I really also enjoyed about this is that we really learned a lot about each other, and we developed our friendship between all 3 of us, and not just going camping. This wasn't just, oh, we're going for poop and giggles, you know? Like, there was real meaning.
I cannot with Courtney on some days.
There was real meaning behind this trip. Like, we had a lot of really in-depth conversations and discussions, and we've built each other up through certain things and talked about our visions and our goals and how important it is for us to have those types of friendships that will build you up, that will encourage you and will push you to achieve the goals that you are trying to get to.
Camping together was really fun, but camping together intentionally
Yes.
was the experience, that intentionality. So when we all got together and we're like, hey, we just want to do a girls trip, do something fun, but we have intention behind it.
Yes.
And so we outlined like what our intention was, and let's do it. And that's exactly what we did. So doing this together, and what I learned about each other is that we can be adventurous, we can do wild, silly things, and still have intention.
Yes.
And when I look back and watch our little video that we put together, and the videos that Courtney keeps putting together of all of our silly moments, I'm like, oh my God, we had such a good time. Our hair was let down. There was no makeup anywhere.
Yeah.
There was no lashes. There was no, oh, I'm too big, I'm too this, I'm too that. It was just like raw. Here we are, we're having fun. We're taking as many pictures as we want. We're not doing all of this shenanigans of it doesn't fit, it doesn't this, and all of that. Let's just have an amazing time.
Let's just be ourselves.
But then we were so intentional, like we walked away with intention.
Yes. So definitely the experience being intentional, but just the opportunity to be authentic around each other. I feel like it's really not easy to find people to be authentic with. So when you get the opportunity, like when I'm planning this camping trip, I'm thinking, okay, we're going to get together. We're going to do goals. We're going to encourage each other. But then when it came to the trip, when we're there, when we're sitting there, and to have these women sit at a picnic table with me and tell me, Addie, what is your goal? What do you want to do? For somebody to take the time to listen to your goals, which are your goals because you're being authentic with them. This is something that you don't share with just anybody. And for them to take the time to listen to you and to build you up from that moment where you feel vulnerable, because when you're going to start something or when you plan on something, you don't always know if it's going to be a good outcome, bad outcome. But when you have people that motivate you, when you're letting them know that you're scared to do this, and they're building you and they're motivating you, that to me was everything. Like finding people that will motivate you when you're being vulnerable and when you're just being your authentic self. That to me was big, because I know that I am not an easy person to sometimes be around or whatever. But I feel like when I find the people that will accept me for who I am, that's really big. So that was my takeaway.
I love that.
That authentic, that's what we talked about a few weeks ago, about being the authentic you. And this is this is a good example of how we were all authentically ourselves. So you guys know I am the mother hen. I'm like the planner. I'm the situation.
What we like to call our administrative director.
Yes, that's what they called me all camping trip. So I am here for adventure, right? There's some things that I don't think twice about. I'm like, let's just do it. And then there are those other things that I'm like, oh yes, let's do it, but wait, let me plan it out. Well, Addie is let's just do it. We'll plan it when we are on the ledge. And
Literally.
Courtney is like, oh yes, let's go. Let me not think so much, because if I think, I'm gonna think myself out of it. And I'm like, okay. And I just calmly knew that I am not about to do this until I plan this out in my head. But we were all like our authentic selves. We were all in our own zones. We agreed that we're going to climb up the ledge and we're going to jump off. And I was like, how?
Into the water.
Jump off the cliff into the water. And so we climbed up. Now, I didn't process how I was going to get to the top, so that was a little struggle for me to process that in the walk, as Addie is on the other side of the cliff, and I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? You're not safe.
Which we have video of Sharia.
Yes, I was in a whole entire panic, but it was like, that was the beauty of it. It wasn't any like, just come on, let's do this, or no, slow down, you're doing too much. It was just like, okay, you do it your way.
Right.
I agree. We're all going to do it. So I'll meet you right there. Just let me process my way there. Courtney was like in between process and let's get it. And it just was like everyone was being who they are, and we were all complimenting each other's moment. So like this camping experience was just bigger than camping. It taught me a lot about myself in those places where I always tell myself like I'm not pliable. I don't really do well when I don't have control and things like that. You know, that turned out to be a lie because
You did good.
I did pretty good, and I jumped.
And you
guys.
jumped.
I jumped. I did not jump when Courtney wanted me to jump, but I jumped.
1, 2, 3.
At the same
It was
time.
it was 1, 2, 3, jump. Addie and I jumped 4, 5, 6. Then Treya comes. But you did it in your time.
the end
In
of the
your
day, you did
time.
it.
Yes.
It was really, really fun. So one thing we wanted to encourage you to do is to go camping. Get outside.
Yes.
Have some fun. Some fun in the sun.
And even if it's not camping, y'all, but it's just getting out of your comfort zone, doing something that makes you happy, finding a new hobby, finding something that gets you out there, gets you exploring, gets you learning something. Yes, helps you grow and teaches you something new about yourself that maybe you didn't ever know about before.
I think one of the coolest things too, maybe not so cool for our family, but really cool, I think, was that we seriously had no service out there.
Oh, yeah.
That was a big, but I'm like, oh, okay. Well, we don't have service. Oh, well, like in spots where we did, we just kind of let our family know we were okay.
Yeah.
But in our camping site, there was no service, which I feel, I mean, I know it was God because it just gave us time to talk more to each other and to get to know each other more and different levels.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this day and age, we're so stuck on our phones that if there would have been service, maybe we would have been busy, I don't know, on social media or something distracting us from the moment. So
Yeah, absolutely.
We had some good worship moments too.
Yes.
Like DJ Addie, you know, she had that playlist going and we were going. It was just good all around. Like we had those
We were
intimate
evangelizing down the lake as I pulled you guys on your inner tubes.
Yes. Oh, yes. When we were singing Revival.
Shout out to Ray Aceves.
Yes. We have video in our tubes on the lake, just screaming the song out. It was really fun. It was just like we could see God in it.
Yeah.
We had moment where we built each other up. We had those business minded moments. So it was all around great.
And the other thing, as we were talking about how we empower each other and motivate each other, we weren't really able to watch a whole lot of our service from church.
Right.
But Pastora that night was preaching about women empowerment. So it was all, God was all in it.
Yeah.
Yep. It was amazing. So get you a group of ladies or a man, get you a group, and you guys set to be intentional one day this summer before the summer ends and decide, I'm going to take some time, 24 hours, where I'm going to be intentional about my goal for the end of the year. What am I setting myself out to accomplish? It can be a personal goal, a business goal, whatever you want to do. And then you guys agree to hold each other accountable to see your year strong.
Until next time.
Keep it real.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Revive Everyday Living.
Be sure to subscribe, comment, and share.
Also, follow us on Instagram and Facebook.